to Cancerian Chronicles. This is Misty. We are on day 16 of our Level Up Your Life series for my beautiful Cancerians. So we're going to go ahead and jump into the messages to see what we have for today. Okay. Okay, and just an update, you guys, we are at 300 subscribers. Once we get to 500, if you're subscribing and you're leaving comments, I use the comments to enter you into a drawing. So if you leave a comment, I enter you in the drawing, and I'm selecting 6 people when we hit 500 subscribers to give away free readings to. Also, just a quick note, I did not hear anything back from our previous winners. So for those that were already in the drawing from that time, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to spin again. And I'm going to post it on the community board. So you guys make sure that you're checking out that community board to see if your name is there. And I leave my email address so that you can contact me so that you can get your free reading. It's completely free. Okay. So let's go ahead and let's get started. Make sure you hit that thumbs up on your way in. Oh, geez. Okay, so the first card that popped out is Walking Away. And we had some other cards that popped out. I don't know if I need, okay, so we have fifth chakra, Archangel Gabriel, and man holding a coin. I'm not going to keep these, but I will just kind of speak on them. And it's interesting because these actually came out in our last reading from yesterday, where I talked about for this level up your life, Cancer, that you're being guided to speak up over what it is that you need. And that's really what I'm getting with these two. There's something like some of you guys need to speak up when it comes to whatever it is that you need. At the bottom, we have broken heart, which we saw that yesterday as well. So anything that's just kind of, you don't feel is fair, or I don't know, you're kind of hurt by something, you need to just kind of speak up. And I'm getting the sense of like when that doesn't work, or if that doesn't work, you need to be okay with walking away. And this is the card that we're keeping, which is Walking Away. Yeah. Yesterday, the focus was mostly on, I was kind of getting the sense of like it had something to do with like relationships, whether this is like with a friend, a lover, something like that. Today, I can tell you right now, out of the cards that I was guided to select, one of them is flat out a money deck. So this might be more about like, finances. Okay, so the next card that we have is Strategy. So I'm getting the sense of like to level up, Cancer, what you're being guided to do is like if something is not working, you're being guided to walk away. And I'm hearing back to the drawing board when it comes to this strategy card, right? So back to the drawing board means that you need to come up with some other type of plan, or there's something that you need to put in writing. Again, even for those of you, if you feel like this does relate to a relationship, you'll hear me say on several occasions, I am all for like actual agreements, including relationship agreements, so that there are no questions, right? Like you don't want to get to a point in your relationship where you're not on the same page. And of course, even like with a relationship agreement or any type of agreement, like there are, it's not like it's set in stone. You can go back and you can revisit it. But the point is that you're putting everything out on the table and making sure that all parties are able to give their consent with whatever this is that's going on. At the bottom, we have Journey, and we have Door to Romance right here. So it's kind of like, I don't know if this is going to be something that's more about refocusing, some type of refocus, like someone is walking away from some type of heartache or heartbreak or something that didn't work out in their favor previously. You're being called to, I'm hearing, sit this one out, right? So maybe like you're meant to just kind of rest and get your ducks in a row, strategize, come up with your plan or strategy before you embark on seeking out love or romance again, right? I'm gonna split. Yeah, we have storm warning. That is when I split the deck. And we saw that as well. We saw that yesterday about, like something is about to, I don't know. It just feels like a dramatic change of some sort. Like if something is not working out, if you're not going to walk away from it, it's kind of like if you don't do it willingly, something is going to like something is going to intercede. It's going to be done for you to where you don't really have a choice. So, oh, geez. Yeah. Because the goal, we have happy family here. I mean, oh, wow. Oh my gosh, you guys. At the bottom, we have door to spirit. And I just said, like, if you are holding on to something that's not working, you don't want to make that call. You don't want to make the judgment call to walk away, or you don't want to take that first step with that storm warning that I saw when I split the deck. It's like someone or something is going to come in and they're going to knock it all over because they want to make sure that you get to this place, that you get to everything it is that you want, need, and desire. And it's like for some of you guys, what you don't understand is that the very thing that you're trying to hold on to the most is what's standing in your way for this ultimate happiness. And spirit, if that's what you say with this door to spirit, the most high, God, whatever it is that you ascribe to is about to knock over and remove anything that is standing in the way of your happiness. Oh my gosh. We have community at the top, because it's like some of you guys are just not with your people. You're not with the right people. And it's kind of like there's about to be some type of reorganization. Restructuring is actually what I'm hearing. Being guided to split. Yeah, door to value. This is like, someone is not seeing their worth and their value, or you're staying in a situation where you're not being valued, where you're not truly being valued. And it's kind of like, I'm hearing calling like something about dun 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 dun. I'm hearing like that, and it's like, in comes the cavalry. It's like yeah. Let me see. Yep. We have third chakra, Archangel Chamuel. We saw that yesterday, which this is your solar plexus. This is about confidence. And we saw this, Angel of Strength, right? So if you don't have, like, if you don't feel like you have the confidence and the strength to make this move, something is about to come in, and it's kind of like to help guide you, or, walk with you along this path. Okay. Okay, so this will be interesting. Just the overall mix of cards that we have here. So, but I do, I get whatever I am guided to each day. So, yeah, investment is what popped out with this walking away. As you walk away from whatever this is, I'm being guided to where it says finances are looking good and growing. As you walk away from whatever this is that is not in your best interest, some of you guys are going to see like your money grow. For some of you guys, that money may be like your happiness, like your overall happiness or good health, or well-being. But I'm still going to stick to what it says here, which this is about finances. And what some of you guys need to understand, like some people ask the question, like, how do I know if this person is for me or not for me, right? One key sign that you're with someone who is not really in your favor or in your best interest, you'll start to see your money dwindle. You'll start to see your money just like disappear. And I'm not talking about like if for my masculines, like if you invest in certain women, right? Your money, like overall, you're still like, it's like you're gonna get even more, like more money should be coming in no matter what, because there's something about that feminine energy that's going to help bring in more finances. But when you're with the wrong type of energy, this is an energy that it's like I'm hearing the word succubus. When you're with that type of energy, your finances, your wealth just dissipates. And it's like there's nothing more that's coming in to replace it. This is for everyone, masculine and feminine. If you feel like, why the heck am I all of a sudden broke all the time? And you notice that you've been dealing with a new energy or another energy, that's why. That is a sign, that is a signal from the universe that that's not your person. Yeah. Whoever you're with, you guys, no matter what, like, and I'm talking about like if you're with a person in a relationship, with if this is a business deal or partnership, you should see some growth. I'm hearing I'm getting paper. If you're not getting paper when you're with this person, then that is not your person. It's just not. Okay, let's keep going. And just a reminder, you guys, we do the reading, and at the end, I answer yes, no questions. Yeah, we have take action, and I'm going to show you the card. But notice, what you didn't know is that it actually came in reverse. And I'm being guided. It says, do not procrastinate or wait to take the next step to get ahead, just do it. But that came in reverse, right? And it's under walking away. So it's like whatever this current situation is where you're not seeing growth, where you're not seeing any type of returns or positive returns, you're not meant, it's like stop trying to put in time, energy, and money into that situation. You need to stop taking action on that particular thing because you're not getting a return on your investment. Just stop. Again, it doesn't matter if this is a relationship, if this is a business, if you're not receiving anything in return, just stop. Just stop. And here we go again. Remember, strategy already came out. So that's one of our major energies. And at the bottom of this deck, we have planner. It's like stop taking action if you're not reaping any type of rewards. Because it's like you need to reassess and you need to make adjustments to whatever this is. At the top is teacher. It says you have the ability to motivate others to strive to uncover their true potential. I'm getting the sense of like this is you're walking away from something, you're not getting any gains or any rewards, or you're not seeing any benefits. You're being asked to stop stop putting into it, stop pouring into it if you're not getting anything in return. It's like with this true potential, someone is not living up to their potential, or it's like you need to reevaluate, you need to reassess and think about like what it is that you really desire from, the situation. It's a sense of like, what is your non-negotiable? What do you want to get out of it? What do you plan to get out of it? And if you're not getting whatever that is, okay, you have to be willing to just walk away from that. Okay, the next one that we have is writer. And this is under strategy. That's interesting. It says words are magic. Use them to manifest more abundance with writer. This is like someone needs to actually sit down and write out their actual plan of action. This is not just thinking about it in your head. This is actually taking taking the time out to put it in writing. Just sitting, if you're just kind of sitting and daydreaming about what it is that you want, I'm getting the sense of like, I'm not going to tell you to not do that because it feels like that's like a pre-step. That's part of it. Hi, Umi. Manor, not yet. That's like a pre-step, right? That's a tiny step, one small step for mankind, right? But the next course of action, hi, Kat, the next thing that you need to do is you need to actually put it in writing. What is your plan of action? Transporter is at the bottom, and it's kind of like that's what's going to take something to the next step. And it also feels like, you know, making sure that once you've written out this plan of action, like there's some type of movement that you need to be making in order to get this change that you're hoping for. And with this Gaia, absolutely, Brooke, with this Gaia, it makes me feel like this is like really essentially the universe, like can help and guide and assist you, but you have to take those steps. Because otherwise, it's like underworld is underneath, right? And it just makes me feel like a dream is but a dream. Now what? If you're going to sit there and just leave it in your head, you're not going to write anything out and you're not going to take any actions. It's just kind of like it's a waste. It's a loss. You have to keep going. Hi, Maddie. Okay, let me keep going, you guys. I try and I think I said it in the last one. I try not to look too much at the chat, like when I'm doing the actual message, because a lot of my energy, it's like channeled messages. It's not the cards are like for fun and it makes it a little bit easier to channel the messages, but it knocks me like off course. You know, when I'm trying to do both. I guess I can't walk and chew bubble gum. I've always said that. So, okay, let me keep going. In about 30 minutes or less, we'll be doing the question part, okay? Okay, messages for Cancer. Yeah, we have student, which is coming up under this strategy and beside writer. I'm being guided to where it says teach yourself to succeed with money or get a financial advisor to teach you. I'm getting the sense of like self-study, like whatever this is. And for some of you guys, hi Pam, with some of you guys, this has something to do with manifesting. I know that I've mentioned in previous videos that some of you guys need to start looking into like the universal laws, specifically the law of attraction and law of assumption. And a lot of you guys need to make sure that you're looking into law of reciprocity to understand that you can't just continue to give of yourself without ever receiving. So there's something there, it feels like a part of your strategy, in addition to you making sure that you write out what it is that you're wanting or what you're trying to manifest or whatever this is. There's some sense of like some type of research or study that needs to be done. I think for someone, like we have health at the bottom. Yeah. And setbacks at the top. For some of you guys, it kind of makes me feel like it's going to um alleviate a lot of tension, a lot of, it's like that worrying energy or something about, like, there's something to do with that, because it's like if you understand law, if you understand universal law, it's like I'm hearing all of that, like, why me, why me, why this, why that. You'll understand why. You'll understand the why. There's something about that. And here I split the deck, and here we go with Gaia again. Okay, what else? Mechanic just came out. Says mend what needs mending. Mend what needs mending. It might be broken, but all is not lost. And that's interesting. It's right here under happy family. For some of you guys, whatever this is, that like, it's like some of you already have some type of foundation with something that you've been working on. And it's not that you need to completely scrap it and throw it away. There's something about like just fixing what needs to be fixed. But this has to do with knowing, I'm hearing know your role. Know what you have control over and what you don't. Hi, Miss Tay. Hi, Pam. I think I said hi, Pam. Knowing what you have control over and what you don't. For some of you guys, I'm getting the sense of like, let's say you're trying to manifest in a relationship. It's like you have a general idea of what it is that you want, right, in your head, but you've not written it out. And you're not taking action. Like either you're not putting your, like you're not out in the dating world. Like it's like someone curled up in front of a TV or in front of their phone swiping, swipe, swipe, swipe it. Like, yeah, there's something like that. Or it's like even when you do date, you forget the entire list, or what it is that you desire. Like it's like you throw it by the wayside is what I'm getting. But if you have it in writing, it will be easier for you to kind of refer back to it. And if you have it in writing, some of you guys are not referring back to it. And if you refer back to it, some of you guys are not standing on business with your list, making excuses for other people that don't meet your requirements. I'm hearing there are more fish in the sea. If someone doesn't meet your requirements, they don't meet your requirements. Not everyone is for everyone. You can't force people to fit into a particular category where they don't fit. I'm hearing something about, wasn't that like a kid story about teaching a fish to climb a tree? Or if fish, I think it's a quote, like about teaching a fish to climb a tree or something like that. And then you're grading that fish on that. Fish aren't meant to climb trees. And if somehow you can get a fish to climb a tree, they're not going to climb a tree at the same rate or as well as, the animals that actually do climb trees. Come on. It's like someone, oh my gosh. You guys know how I feel about this. But we have settling at the bottom. And we have the rebel at the top. It says limiting beliefs are limiting your abundance. And abundance is not just about financial wealth. It can include your health. It can include, love, if that's what you're looking for. But there's something about limited beliefs with that. And here we go again, planner. This is a strong message, you guys, that a lot of you guys need to actually journal or write down whatever this is that you want. It's like you're another step, another level. You need to write it down. Oh, geez. Okay, I can't keep this one. It fell all in between the cushions. But yeah, we have change. It says, let's change. There is a change for the better coming your way. Embrace it. And the only reason I'm not going to keep it, it flew like in behind the little cushion over there. But I really feel like, you know, this change is going to depend on you. It's going to depend on your actions. It's going to depend on, for some of you guys, being able to let go of this past that you're holding on to, that you don't want to let go of. You're going to have to put in that work with this laborer. And it's going to call, like, you're going to have to sacrifice whatever this is with this offering. You're going to have to sacrifice this past person or this past situation or this past job or whatever this is that is making you unhappy. Just give it up. Just give it away. That's your sacrifice. Some of you guys are sacrificing the wrong thing. You're sacrificing, at the top we have comfort. You're sacrificing yourself. You're sacrificing your happiness when instead you're meant to sacrifice the thing that's making you unhappy. That's what you're meant to just give it up. Just let it go. Okay. We have consider creating multiple streams of income with this odd jobs. So for those of you where this is about getting to some type of certain lifestyle that you're working on as a relationship, if you're wondering like, well, how am I going to take care of myself? Or, you know, like for some of you, like you're going to a job, and I'm hearing just barely, like you're going to a job that's not making you happy. And it's kind of zapping some of your energy so that you can't put into what it is that you actually love to do. Some of you guys, it's a matter of finding other things to do that still keep you in a high vibration and still brings in the money that you need to help you with making sure that you're living a good life and that you're able to put into whatever it is that you're working on. And for some of you guys, it just kind of makes me feel like with relationships, if you are single and your goal is to find the one, right? So that you're not settling for just any old thing, for just any old body. You guys need to broaden your horizons. You need to date not just multiple people. I don't mean it like in that sense, but what I mean is like you need to make sure that you're dating variety. I'm hearing variety is the spice of life. Okay. So some of you guys, that's what it is that you need to do. Like if you continue to sit and like you continue to date the same type of person over and over and you end up with your heart broken every single time, why do you keep dating the same type of person? If you're working in a certain field that makes you miserable every single time, and it doesn't matter like which company you go to, you end up miserable trying to work, either a 9 to 5 or trying to work in a certain field, you end up miserable. But you know that there's something else that if you had all of the time and money in the world, you would be working on something else. That's what you're meant to do. So how many different ways can the world, can the universe tell you that you're not in your happy place? That you're in a place that you're not meant to be? Good for you, Brooke. Okay, let me see if we need to continue with this deck or move on to the next one. Okay, I'm getting to move on. Yeah, and that's funny. I shuffled and we have life purpose at the bottom. And manifesting at the top, you guys. Some of you guys, this is something to do with your what it is that you're truly meant to do, or what where you're truly meant to be. This is about your happy place, your happy space, or something to that effect. So I was guided to this kind of handmade deck, which it's all about like jobs and things. So we'll see. But again, I select what I'm guided to select. So we'll see how this resonates with our messaging. Any messages for Cancer? Oh. Okay, so for some of you guys, it says make sure that you put money aside for taxes. So if you're about to get some lump sum of money, or like you have started a business and money just starts rolling in seemingly out of nowhere for some of you guys. There's something with some of you guys getting like more money. You need to make sure that you're putting just some extra, like don't spend it all, don't be making it rain on people. Make sure that you're putting some money aside for taxes, but I'm also hearing a rainy day for some of you guys. If this money has something to do with like someone getting married or something like that, and you're not working, like your job has to do with like being at home, you also need to make sure, if you I'm hearing, if you don't know, now you need to make sure that you're putting money aside. There's something about like a rainy day fund or something like that, but you need to make sure that you're putting money aside. This is not money that you're sharing. You're not telling people about this money, whether this is like your tax money or, rainy day money, whatever this is, you're not telling people about it, because I'm being reminded of a certain like personal situation, right? So once you tell people that you have this money, it's like, I don't know, someone's going to be like, they feel like you can just dip into the money. And for some of you guys that have an issue, you have a problem with saying no. That's why you don't need to tell people that you have this money, because you don't know how to say no, or you feel really uncomfortable with telling someone no, in particular, whoever this person is. Yeah. Anything else with that? Okay, so I'm being guided to like give an example. Okay, so I remember, when I was back in the day, right? Like when I was married, I used to have money that I would sit aside, and it was like for emergencies for the household. And once my husband at the time knew that that money was there, it was like there was always a reason to dip into the money, right? There was always a reason. Like there's always like, oh, we'll put it back. And at some point, when I walked away from that marriage and all that money was gone, and it's like we're having a discussion, we're having an argument about it. And what he told me was, nobody made you do it. So you think like there's something about like, if this is a person that like, there are going to be people that you cannot say no to. So you have to make sure that this is, I'm hearing my little secret. And it's not about you being deceptive or keeping something from anyone. This is about protecting yourself, and this is about protecting your investments. That was one of our cards that came out, investment, protecting yourself and protecting your investments. That's what that's about. For some of you guys, this has something to do with, like family. I'm getting strong mother. So like sometimes my messages come through like I'm being reminded of particular situations. So for those of you that are spiritual, like if you ever wonder like, oh, why did I have to go through this, and that? It's so that it can be used through you when you're teaching and helping other people. That's why. It's something for you to be able to refer back to. So for some of you guys, this has something to do with your family. This has something to do with your mother. If you can't say no to your mom, they don't need to know what you have going on in your pocketbooks. Because you may still feel like, you know, they still know how to guilt you or shame you into doing whatever it is that they want you to do. So to avoid any of that conflict, don't share, like don't tell your business. Okay, let me see. We have TikTok and we have you're doing too much. TikTok and we have you're doing too much. This is falling out under strategy, where we talked about coming up with like a written plan and doing some type of research. And I feel like that's just the entire message. Like someone is spending too much time on something. You're spending too much time on something. You're putting too much energy into something. That energy that you continue to pour into like another person, or I don't know, another like a if you have like a 9 to 5 like that, you're pouring into this company or something like that. It says pamper yourself. You're being guided to pour into yourself. Pour into yourself. At the on the other side it says speak, and what I'm getting is that, again, I'm getting the energy of like someone having issues or having trouble with speaking up for themselves, with just saying no, with putting out like with sharing what your boundaries are. And you guys, it's kind of raining here, so if the connection is kind of wonky, that's why. I live in the country. And under Happy Family, where we talked about mending something and something about variety, it says create and memorize your elevator speech. So if this has something to do with a relationship, this is like, you know, where I talked about you need to write out what it is that you want, what it is that you expect, what it is that you're manifesting, what you're looking for in a partner. Like you need to essentially have that memorized. Something to do with like, you know, if you are an entrepreneur, whatever this is that you do, like you need to have something memorized, like what it is that you do, what it is that you offer, what do you provide, how can you be of service. If you're trying to get promoted or some type of job, like you need to make sure that you write out your elevator speech so that it's like it rolls off the tip of your tongue, whatever this is. Yeah, at the bottom it says clean up your environment and sell that ish. I mean, it feels like there's just some clutter, some unnecessary clutter somewhere. And for some of you guys, you it's kind of like you may need to look into, like if you collect a lot of things or something like that, like you do need to clean up your space, your actual environment, but it's like you have a lot of things that are worth like money, right? So you can create some type of like, you can do some type of online store or something where you're selling this stuff rather than just like throwing it away or giving it away. That's for someone. if you have a lot of clutter. Because if you're trying to bring something new in, if you're trying to bring in a new relationship, a new job, more money, whatever this is, you have to clear away some type of clutter first. You have to clear up your environment so that more things can come in. For some of you guys, this is just about, you need to write things down so that you're clearing up your mental space. Okay, so we're going to do this deck. And then if you have questions, you can go ahead and start putting them in the chat box, you guys. Because after this, we'll do questions. Again, make sure that they're yes, no questions. Please make sure that you're not asking like the same questions over and over, especially about the same people or same situations. And I'm being guided to say, especially if you have not done anything different. Like, especially like if I've given you any type of, advice or feedback and you have not implemented it, either because you just have not, or because there really hasn't been enough time for you to implement those changes, like, you have to pause. Some of you guys have to put some things to rest. Yeah, we have turn the page. Again, and we talked about this earlier, it's move on from the past is what I'm getting. Some of you guys, if you're like, someone is just like afraid of just like, of the unknown, of like what's around. I'm hearing just around the river bend. So someone is like afraid of like what's there. Like someone is afraid that there's nothing waiting for them around the river bend. But that has, I'm hearing something about, oh, ye of so little faith. And that was one of the things that we had like 2 days ago. It was about having faith, about believing. For some of you guys, like, and we talked about just taking things a little bit too seriously. We have the wild child, embrace playfulness and innocence. Like for some of you, it's just about making sure like that you are just enjoying life. And when you're working to manifest a relationship, something with your job, a business, like there's something about making sure that you're including how it makes you feel. Things that make you feel good, that are going to bring joy into your life. Gosh. Yeah, we have creativity with express yourself is what I'm guided to. There's something about, some of you guys are supposed to be using your gifts and your abilities to express who you are, essentially, with this reveal the true you. Stop hiding. I think we had that yesterday about, not that card, but talking about someone trying to hide. And I'm being guided to with this time to simplify, choose joy and ease. If something has you in your head, or if someone has you in your head and you're worried, like you need to pick another course that makes you feel good inside. At the bottom, we have the believe in your dreams with this aim high. Again, making sure that we're not settling for crumbs, that we're not settling for things that, I continue to say things that are beneath you. Don't settle for that. And we have heart awakening. The heart knows. You know when someone is not in your best interest, or when you're in a situation that's not in your best interest. I know I've told certain people several times, like, you don't need validation for anything, right? those types of things and that type of behavior with this claim, we have claim your power. You're essentially giving your power away to other people, and you're being guided to take it back, right? Okay, so again, if you have any questions, go ahead and put it in the chat. Yeah, I just split the deck. We have crossed the great waters, and I'm being guided to time for action. I think we talked about action, but in the sense of like when things are not working for you, you need to stop. If things are working, you're seeing some type of improvements or growth or, money coming in or, something like that. Starting to storm here. But take action on things that you're actually getting a return on your investment. Okay, Maddie, of course, go ahead and put your question in. Again, you guys, if you have a question, go ahead and start putting it in the chat at this time. Also, remember to hit that thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you are commenting and you're subscribed, liking those videos, you guys. We're gonna get to 500 subscribers, which is the goal, quicker. And I'm gonna pick 6 people and give away free readings to 6 people once we get to 500 subscribers, okay? And let me check this. Last time I had some things that didn't come out, so I want to make sure that I see all the messages. Sorry. Okay. Okay, so I'm going up to the top. Manure, again, I'm telling you again to find something else to do because you keep asking about the same person over and over and over again. You're giving that person too much of your time, too much of your energy. If you work on something that you're really good at, like if you're into arts, if you are into music, whatever it is that you're really good at, you need to focus on that. Because I'm going to tell you right now, like when you start putting all of your time and attention into, not to be funny, but into men or into masculine energy, they become a little bit less interested in you, to be honest. So you start to look a little easy, and I don't mean like easy as in loose, but you start like if it's there's no challenge, then it's kind of a turn off, and they start chasing after people that are more challenging for them. So you kind of have to balance that out. You don't want to look too available all the time. You don't want to pour all of your energy into one person all of the time. Pour some of that energy into yourself. If you're trying to make sure that this person sees you and is attracted to you and pursues you, they have to see that you love yourself enough to pour into yourself and not always be pouring your time and energy and attention into them. Okay, Brooke, awesome. It says, should I start my own channel? So before I even ask, that question, like you don't, if that's something that's on your spirit and on your heart, like you don't like do it. Like, why wouldn't you do it? Right? Okay, so, but let me go ahead and ask. Okay, I'm getting yes. Yes, YouTube. Start with YouTube. Maddie, you have to ask a specific question, please. Yes or no question. And I'm going to pull one card on that question, Brooke. Let me see what card. Yeah, I can sense your fear. But like, what are you afraid of? Like, seriously, what are you nervous or scared about? Like, I literally watched one of my videos from a couple of days ago and I was afraid, like I had to keep watching. It looked like one of my boobs was about to pop out. You know? I mean, come on. What are you afraid of? If you're afraid that people won't like you or you know, whatever, then you need to figure out what it is that, like, what your reason is. You're worried about trolls. Do you know how many times I've been told to repent and that I'm going to hell? Which is hilarious because the issue is that I know, right? They don't have the power and authority to send me anywhere, right? They don't get to speak over my life. People are going to say what they want to say. They're going to do what they want to do, and nobody cares. When trolls are trolling, when they're doing their troll thing, the purpose of that is not necessarily to troll you. It's so that they can distract themselves from doing the hard work, from doing their shadow work, from starting their own channel, right? From starting their own business. That's why trolls troll. It has nothing to do with you. See, you can't take it personal. You're trying to take it personal. It's not about you. It's about them. It's about their insecurities. And once you realize that, once you know that what they say, everything that comes out of their mouth, they're projecting their own fears. So I'm going to give you an example, right? When somebody comes on and they're telling me to repent, usually you're telling people to repent because, you know, like you're sinful or you're doing something sinful. I can already tell you that person is over there sinning and they're worried and they're projecting their fears onto me, right? Those are like those people when they get on, and whatever they say, they're projecting what they feel. They get on there and they're like, "You're ugly." I guarantee you, they're insecure and they don't like something about themselves. No one's putting anything on you. You're putting that on yourself, and you have to let that go. As a matter of fact, the sooner you start your channel and the sooner you start to deal with trolls, right? The sooner you'll get over it. The sooner you'll get over it. Like if you never put yourself in that situation, nobody's blocking you but you. You're blocking you. You're the one who hasn't started the channel. That's you. No one has prevented you. Like you have a page right now that if you wanted to start uploading videos right now, you could do that. Nobody's stopping you. You are stopping you. Your fears are stopping you. Okay? Okay, Maddie, give me a yes, no question, please. Like, what do you want to know? Do you want to know if you're on the right path? And if you want to know if you're on the right path with what? Like with love, with work? Good, Brooke. Keep going. Just make a video. You might have people that ignore it, that laugh at it, or you might have people that learn from it and that love it. And the more people that, like, the more that you make videos, the more people are going to come and they're going to love it. And those are your people. The people that, you know, they have something smart to say or, you know, whatever. They're just not your people. Not everybody is for us. Okay, Jamie, I'm looking at your, just your wording. So, okay, so you have a whole lot there. You said, will I really manifest someone? Oh, wait, hold on, Jamie. I forgot. Brooke, I'm sorry. I was supposed to pull a card, and I'll come right back to you, Jamie. Thank you, Jamie. Let me pull this for Brooke. Like, I got the card deck and everything, and I'm just over here playing with them. Brooke, oh my gosh. Yeah, like when you started talking about you feel like someone is putting something, like preventing you or stopping you or, let me just show you the card. It says straddling worlds. What does that mean? You're sitting on the fence, right? It says wandering between two realms. It's like you're stuck. I'm hearing between a rock and a hard place, but you're stuck in between like what it is that you really want to do. And you're sitting there between what you really want to do and your fears. And I'm going to say this to you. Stop listening to people that are implanting and pushing fear-based propaganda onto you. Stop it. Anybody, like if you turn to any type of video and you start to feel fear, like take a moment to assess why it is that you're starting to feel that. Like if it makes you feel a certain type of emotion, if it makes you feel icky, like, like sometimes there are things that, they kind of trigger us a little bit because we're meant to grow from them or something like that. But if this is just something that's bringing fear to your heart for no reason, like the world's about to end, you're never going to get love, like those weird things, everybody's cheating on you. If you're getting messages like that, you do know that there is one that you can click this button that says not interested. Do not recommend this channel. Do not recommend these videos. You can click off. Anything that is trying to implant some type of fear, just keep going. Because you don't need that energy. Because I'm going to say again for my Cancerians, the way that you feel, right, plays a major role in how you manifest and if you manifest, how quickly you manifest, what you manifest. So when you're sitting here and you have thoughts, like you continue to listen to people, I'm going to say that talk about, we'll say relationships, because a lot of people want to know about relationships. You're listening to people and they're talking about how terrible relationships are, how terrible dating is, how terrible men are, or how terrible women are, or how terrible blah, 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 blah. That starts kind of sitting in your brain. So even like when you're trying to fight against that, it's still right there in your brain. Stop listening to all of that. That's foolishness. It's whatever it is that you want. I'm telling you, that message from today was about you sitting down, you thinking about it, dreaming about it, yes, but writing it down, writing down what it is that you want, how it's going to make you feel when you get it, being very specific, and then taking actions to follow through. What is going to get you to that? Okay? But part of it for some of you guys is going to be, oh, somebody's trying to get into one of my accounts. But part of that is going to be making sure that you remove people or things that are just negative in nature that don't make you feel good. Remove all of that. But you had straddling worlds. You have dances on one foot with balancing act. This is still like someone just kind of teeter-tottering on making a decision. And then we have mini mask, the authentic self. Just be yourself. You already have the channel. Just get started making videos. Like you may, like whatever you start talking about, like you're not stuck doing that forever. But if you want to come up with a plan or, whatever it is that you're doing, that's fine. And whatever you choose to do, just be you. Just be you, and the people that are meant to be in your space are going to, like, they're going to just gravitate towards you. Okay. Okay, so let me go back to Jamie and Maddie. I see you. Okay, so Jamie, so who, because I'm gonna before I answer your question, before I ask, and then answer your question, good. If they're not in your benefit, cut them off. Um, Let me just ask you a couple of things. Who would force you to be alone, Jamie? Who and how? How could they force you to be alone? Like the only way that you would be forced to be alone is if that's what you decide to do. And so if you're working to manifest someone new, if you're working to manifest like love, you have to be careful with what you're saying. You can't put in your journal all of the wonderful things that you want to manifest in your partner and in your partnership, and then at the same time say something about being forced to be alone. You cannot. Says I've been waiting for 10 years. Like, what do you mean you've been, like, I need more, like, why are you waiting? What are you waiting for? Like, have you not been actually, out dating, meeting new people? I want love already. And we're talking about manifesting. So I think a lot of that with the looking up some of those universal laws, you're having to, you may want to do just some type of research. And for you, there might be something with like certain types of either like subliminals or something that you may want to look into on YouTube. There's some really good sub makers, and the first thing that I would probably start with before jumping into something about like, finding a perfect partner, I would do something about like self-love. I would do something like that first for a certain amount of time, or in addition to doing some type of sub for love, right? Because you need to, there's something that, like, what makes you think or feel like you would not be getting love? You have to know that you are completely lovable and that you are worthy of love and deserving of love. And anyone who crosses your path is lucky. They're lucky to ever cross your path. That's what, and just know that that's the type of energy that we're attracted to. Imagine you meeting, and I'm making an assumption, so you can always correct me, but imagine you meeting a guy and he's like, oh yeah, well, hope someone loves me. You're not going to be attracted to that. That's not attractive whatsoever. You may feel sorry for that person, right? But that's not going to spark any type of loving emotion toward that person. You're going to be like, where's your confidence? So I really feel like you may want to go ahead and start working on that just a little bit. But see, and I see you saying, like, I always have lessons to learn. One of those lessons is going to be making sure that you learn how worthy and deserving you are, period. Right. You don't have to try to do anything to bring it in necessarily. Just continue to work on you. Just continue to love on yourself. And by you loving on yourself, other people are going to want to love on you too. So let me go ahead and ask the question the way that you have it, right? And then we'll see what we have from there. Oh, wait, no, there was one part. The guy I've been seeing for 1 year ghosted me and hurts bad. I feel like good. That person was not for you. Make sure if you see him again, tell him thank you. What type of, like, are you really interested in a person that can talk to you for a year and then just disappear? There's something wrong with that person's character. There's something wrong with that person. So they saved you a lot of heartache. They saved you, like, this person obviously has issues that you don't need. You don't need that person's baggage and issues. And I guarantee you, if we're talking about, I don't know if you've ever like physically written out your list of what it is that you're looking for in a partner and in a relationship. I guarantee you that person didn't meet half of your requirements. Settling. Stop settling. You don't have to settle. You absolutely do not have to settle. Okay, so let me ask, okay? Okay, I'm getting yes. There's yeah, there's some type of ancestor that watches over you. This person is on this side. Oh, sorry. So this is the the paternal side of your family. So this could be like a paternal grandmother or something like that. Something with aunt, or I don't know. But this is on your father's side of the family, paternal side of the family that watches over you. I'm hearing calm down, calm down. Hold on. Miriam. I don't know what that is. Miriam. Miriam. Mary who? Hold on. Okay. I couldn't understand if this person is saying marry him or Miriam. I mean, I don't know. But I don't know like who they're talking about because I don't feel. Let me pull a card. Oh gosh. The card that popped out is ego, sublimation, vanishing mirror. I don't know if there's like something that, some story, like some old story that you're holding on to that you've assigned to yourself, to like who you are type of a thing. Could be like deep down, like you're assigning this message or this label of being unlovable for some reason. And that needs to change. Like it's like you need to, I'm looking at all of these broken pieces, right? Like that's something that you need to deconstruct. You need to deconstruct. That does not serve you. Stop say so even with that one where you say I keep attracting unavailable men, right? If you have to start small, you can say something like, while I do, attract some unavailable men, I know that I have, the power of discernment and I'm able to weed them out quickly. Or I know that I will not settle for unavailable men. Change the way that you're saying those, that change the way that you're thinking. Let me tell you what kind of men you attract. All of them. Some people need to understand, especially women, like you need to understand that there are some men, like I don't know, and I can only go by my own experiences, but I attract all kinds of men. You think just because men are unavailable that they're not going to shoot their shot? Some men are taught like just it doesn't matter if they're available, unavailable, married, not married, like you're going to get all kinds of men that are going to shoot their shot with you. Why? Because some women settle for it and some women don't. These men may have like, I don't know, heck, they have more than a 50-50 shot of getting what they want from women because so many women settle. You attract all men, and you have to just make sure that you're taking off these rose-colored glasses when you're looking at men. Don't take people at face value. Don't take that. That's one of the messages that we had a couple of days ago in our live, right? But this is about making sure that if you know what it is that you want, what it is that you expect out of a relationship, out of a partnership, right? When people don't have it, you cut them. Cut them out of the picture. Don't give them any second chances, third chances. Don't give them the benefit of the doubt. You know when something is fishy. You know when something's not right. I'm getting the sense of like if you're talking to someone and they're not available after a certain time, they only contact you at certain times, you know something is up. You know something is fishy. And you can call them out on it. If you don't like their answer and you don't see any type of change, cut them out of the picture. You're not obligated to stick it through until they crush your heart. Why would you do that? Just slow it down, like slow it down, essentially. Let them show you who they are. And make sure that you're listening careful because most of the time people will tell you who they are. We have new beginnings. Was at the bottom for you? And under that is lost compass, getting back to integrity. I mean, this feels like this is about you doing something different and getting back to making sure what it is that you want and what you're accepting aligns. That's all it is. Right use of power. I can't, and I'm going to tell you, like, one of the things that I know, like when I put out videos, I'm able to say, use words like tarot. I'm able to use like hashtag psychic, but I'm not a psychic. I can tell you potential paths that you may cross or things that may happen, right? But I can't say that I'm a psychic because that implies that you have no power and authority over where your life goes. I can tell you that you're going to be married and you're going to have 3 kids, but what if you want 4? That's not my responsibility to speak that onto you. Whatever it is that you want for your future, that's what you're going to get. But you have to make sure that you make the call today. that you work on your mindset today, that you start taking those actions today. Exactly. There's nobody that can tell you your future. They can tell you, if you can imagine us having like multiple timelines or pathways, you get to pick which one. You get to pick, but it's up to you. And that's all I can tell you. It's up to you. So just keep working on that. And I'm going to say, start off with your confidence, with making sure that you know that you are loved and you are lovable, and making sure that you're working with the words that you are speaking, because what you're speaking and what you're thinking is what you're manifesting. You say, I attract unavailable men, that you're telling the universe, up, I want unavailable men. And the universe is like, your wish is my command, because we love you. Okay. And then aside from that, it's radical acceptance, beloved. You're going to have to learn to love yourself. And that's just what it is. No, um, unconditionally. Okay. Okay, Brooke, thank you if you're still here. Absolutely, Brooke. Words are so powerful. Maddie, will I be happy in life by the end of the month in one aspect or the other in life? Okay, that's not very clear, Maddie. Like, it's like you're afraid to just ask what it is that you want to ask me. What are you afraid of? I think so what are you so afraid of? I'm hearing that song. What are you like? Why don't you just ask what you want to know? I can feel the fear. Why don't you just ask me what it is that you want to ask? Don't be afraid. Be specific. You know what area of life you're wanting to know about. And while you're going to have to be very clear with what it is that you're asking, but I'm going to already tell you, the same way that I know it seems like I lecture you guys, because I guess I kind of do, but I know some people have this concept of, like heaven and hell, right? And I'm going to tell you, every day that you wake up, you decide if you're going to be living in heaven or if you're going to live in hell. So your level of happiness is decided by you each and every single day. By the end of the month. It happens to all of us, Jamie. Okay, Maddie, I'm looking at your question. I'm not, hold on. I feel nervous. Maddie, this message was a lot about making sure that you're writing things out and planning things out. So unless you are relying on, yeah, I know that you're waiting on like a settlement or like a lump sum that, you know, we've already talked about. And it almost feels like I'm trying to be really not, I guess, let me just say, you should know what your finances or your financial situation is going to look like at the end of the month already. Without, because you should not be factoring in this lump sum. You're expected to act as if, right? I'm getting the sense of, is it coming? Yes. But I know we've talked about like it may not be when you're expecting. And so in the meantime, you're expected to act as if, like as if it's not, as if you're not going to get it. You are, but act as if you're not. You should be planning as if you don't have anything else that's coming in. Because that question, you should be able to answer that. You should be working on one of the things that popped out. It was about other streams of income or multiple streams of income. Was that for you? Okay, let me ask the question, okay? Okay, so I'm being guided to say, like, for example, I do, right, and I get that because I do voiceovers, so I get money for that. I get paid to do like reviews. Like I get paid through other streams, right? But all of those types of income are not guaranteed. Like I'm not guaranteed to get a set amount of money from those streams. Even when I do readings, like I'm not guaranteed X amount of readings. So that's not something that I'm able to count on, so to speak, when it comes to my planning and my budgeting. The money that is guaranteed for me, you know, I know what those actual things are. So when I'm planning, it has to be based on what I know without a doubt that is going to come in. Okay, Maddie, the answer that I'm getting is no for the question, the way that you have it worded there. Oh gosh, the thunder is like making my house shake. There's something to do with the way that you're planning. There's something to do with the way that you're planning. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pull a card, but let me see what cards they want me to use, okay? Oh, wow. Okay. So it's the blind card. Blind spot deck is what they want me to use. I feel like, wasn't that used before with you? I feel like this was already, like in a previous question, they had me use the blind spot oracle cards with you, because it's like there's just something that you're not seeing or something that you don't want to see when it comes to certain aspects. So that feels like a message in and of itself. Okay, let me see. Wow. Okay, it's card number 9, and I'm going to look that up. Coping is what you have. Number 9 says coping. It says you're currently, if you've drawn this one, you're currently coping. You're coping in a situation where you need to do something other than to cope. To cope is to make a specific alteration mentally, emotionally, or physically so that you can manage or adapt to something that is causing you stress. A coping mechanism is a specific procedure, process, or technique which manages or allows you to adapt to stress. It almost feels like, again, going back to where I feel like there's something that you need to make adjustments with how you're planning, so that you're not living like on the edge of your seat, right? I don't know what your other sources of income are, but like the examples that I gave, that I said I can't include that in like guaranteed money, because none of that is guaranteed. So anytime it comes in, it's like, yay, thank you. It's an extra, it's a bonus. But imagine if I use that income as like, the main way that I get by, or the main way that I live. Can you, like, I can only imagine how stressful that would be. It says, okay, it talks about coping mechanisms, and we already know what those are. Um, Denial, avoidance, self-blaming, disassociation, eating, escaping, disconnecting, projecting. So stress is serious business. A human cannot thrive in an atmosphere of stress. When a human being goes into a state of distress, well-being immediately declines, and so it is only natural that we would want to make a change to the situation as quickly as possible. Let me see. Says when we grow up and find ourselves in situations that are absolutely changeable, where we do have the power to diminish or eradicate the stressors, we do not realize it. In accordance to the illusion of powerlessness we perceive in ourselves, we simply indulge immediately in our coping mechanism instead of actually making positive changes to our life. If you've drawn this card, the time has come to see that you are not actually making an improvement to your life relative to this situation. You need to make a change that actually changes the situation instead of continuing to cope with it. Because of this situation, as difficult as it may seem or be, you actually do have the power to make a change to the entire situation, provided that you will first choose with your free will to stop coping with it. I was guided to look at the next card, which is the next one is denial, which was listed as one of the coping mechanisms. This is about making sure that you are taking control of the situation, like focusing in on what it is that you have the power and authority to control. And like I said, making sure that your plans are based off of what it is that you can control. Okay. So you guys, we're going to go ahead and end it there. I don't see any other questions. And I will be back tomorrow at 8:30. Make sure that you hit that thumbs up. Make sure that you're leaving comments because again, I will be selecting 6 people for a free reading once we hit 500 subscribers. We're right now, you're welcome, Maddie. We're at 300. So make sure that you subscribe if you have not already. Hold on, Jamie, I'm asking you a question. It's related to what you're asking, but it's not specifically for you. So hold on. Okay, so this is going back to the way that we speak, Jamie, with limiting the way that we speak and how it limits us in certain arenas, in certain areas. And the question that I asked was like, is that really a thing as far as like your true soulmate? Because when I read your question, what I heard was, it was like something along the effect of like, if you choose them to be, right? Because when we talk about my true soulmate, it sounds like you're limiting yourself to a specific person or idea of a person, as if there's only one person in the world for you. But that's not true. There are so many people. I'm hearing the word infinite. There's an abundance of people that fit what it is that you want, need, and desire in a mate, is what I'm hearing. In a mate. But it's almost like if I'm hearing like Dear Diary, right? And you're saying my one true soulmate. Like, my goodness, you're limiting the universe and yourself to one freaking person. I'm hearing like when you have a plethora. You have a plethora of men to choose from. That's where it goes back to focus on. I'm being reminded of, I think it was yesterday or the day before, where it was like about moving beyond illusions or something like that, right? It's almost like true soulmate cannot be measured. When you meet someone, you can't measure their true soulmatiness. But it's like you can measure, or you can actually quantify um their level of honesty, right? Because you can see like if this person is true to their word. Everyone is your soulmate. There are different types of soulmates, yes, but anyone and everyone at any given point can be your true soulmate, if you choose them to be, and if they choose to be. I feel like if that's on your list, or if that's something you were about to write on your manifesting list, mark that out. Focus on the set characteristics or qualities really that you're looking for, your non-negotiables as far as like qualities. Don't focus as much on like vanity type things. Not to say that you can't have them on there. Hi, Dan. And focus on like actual, like how this person makes you feel, but things that you can actually like, you can identify this person. Do you want examples or no? Okay. Okay, so think about, we'll say when you're sad or even when you're angry, right? When you are in that state, what type of person, like, how do you want that person to react or respond? So, for example, if you want someone that's going to give you space when you are upset, or like, it's just kind of like if you want to be specific in some areas, be specific in like the way that the person communicates with you. Be more specific in those types of areas, in those little nuances. Exactly. And when you meet someone, like it, let's say you're dating, right? You're getting to know people, and it's about enjoy the process, enjoy that process of getting to know people. And you have a moment where you feel sad or you feel angry, and then this person reacts the complete opposite of what you've written down that you want. That's how this person responds. Like that's just how they are. That's not your person. Yeah. I feel the need to say like if you're used to a certain type, I hate saying that, but it feels like narcissists. Like the ones that like if you're angry, they kind of tell you you're dumb for being angry, or what you're angry about is dumb or something like that. That's not your person. Yeah. But be specific in the areas where it really matters, that are really important to you. Okay. But we already got that you would be married. What do you feel? Tarot Destroyer. Oh, they're not showing up on here, are they? Yeah. I hope you feel better soon. Ojalá que tenga buen día. Okay. I have some spam coming up. Hold on, you guys. Hopefully it's not showing up for you all. Okay. Yeah. So the answer was like you're gonna get married, and it's like whoever, um, like the person that makes you happy and that you want to be with, that's your soulmate. That makes your soul happy. Yeah. Tarot Destroyer, no tiene más que hacer, nada mejor. You don't have anything better to do? Okay, does anyone else have any questions? If not, that may be our cue to go ahead and move on. Will I get in a romantic relationship with... Okay. Okay, let me ask Dan. Okay, Dan, the answer that I'm getting is no, so I'm going to go ahead and pull a card. Let me see what card. I'm feeling guided to at like what... It's kind of like you should already kind of have a feel, like if you're actually if you're actually pursuing this person and taking action towards them, like you should kind of already know. And like, are you speaking up about what it is that you want? Let me see what deck to pull for you. What do you mean trying? Like either you're doing it or you're not, right? Hold on, I'm still trying to see what deck this is. Okay. I mean, I'm feeling like have you guys gone out on dates? Have you not talked about like, what you're looking for, what you're both interested in, if you're both looking for a relationship or not looking for a relationship? Have you not told her, like, hey, I'm really digging you, I'm really liking you, I would like for us to, consider being exclusive? Or, like, have you actually said those? Like, that's how you do that. You don't have to try, you just do it. Okay. But why not? Like, how are you gonna, have you not contacted her? And if you haven't contacted her, why not? Okay, so you contacted her. Is she interested? Is she not interested? She hasn't responded. How long ago did you contact her? But you want to be careful that you're not. So, and that's the thing, you guys, especially when it comes to like specific people, right? Like, what if she's not really meant for you? Are you working to manifest love, or are you working to manifest that particular person? This is where we get into like limiting. Like, why would you limit yourself? Like, what if there's someone that's way better for you? And you're telling the universe, like, no, I don't care if there's someone better. I want this person. And the universe is trying to protect you. Like, what, like, you have to be careful with that. Okay, so how could she not see it? Did you not just call her? Do you not have her phone number? Okay, let me go ahead and pull the cards. So if you emailed her, like, and this is where we go back to like one of our previous readings, like during the live, it was about making sure that we're moving beyond illusions, right? So if you emailed her March 20th and it is now April 9th, like it's possible that she hasn't seen it. It's possible that it went into her junk, right? But most likely she's seen it, especially if you've emailed her before and she's received your emails. So it's also highly likely that she's seen it and she just wasn't interested and, didn't want to respond. Depending on like what happened previously when you guys were speaking. And only you know that. Like you don't have to share any of that with, what happened with that relationship. So, and this is before I'm gonna pull the cards, but I'm just gonna tell you, like, if you want, if you're really interested in her, you can follow up with another email, and then you need to set a deadline. If you don't hear back from her within 3 days, right? You need to move on to doing something else to where you're not thinking about her. You need to do something else. I wouldn't, like, a lot of what I talk about in my readings is about not putting in time and effort and energy into people that are not reciprocating. If she's not reciprocating whatsoever, right? Then you have to move on from her. And I'm like, I'm old school. So I believe males are meant to pursue, like the masculine is meant to pursue the feminine. Yes. But the feminine is still going to reciprocate and show you that they're interested if they are. So she may not initiate an email to you or a call to you, but she sure as heck will be responding. Okay, so that just means like essentially what you're saying is kind of like, even with your vision board, right? Like you've limited yourself to one person who, like, she could be dating someone else right now. She could have moved on. She could just not be interested. You've limited yourself to that one person. And what, you're going to pursue her until she finally gives in? What if she never gives in? What if she gives in? Like, what if it takes her 20 years? You're going to waste 20 years on a person that's not wasting their years on you? What about you? Like, what makes you think that that's what you deserve? Why do you not know that you deserve so much more? That's not about being stubborn. That's about you being afraid. Being afraid to move on. What are you so afraid of? Yeah, you can say like where you're saying, where you're manifesting a specific person or someone better, whichever is in my highest and greatest good. But even when you do that, you have to be open to the possibility of other people. Like if he's just going to manifest that one person, even if he says, or someone, better, or someone that's for my highest and greatest good, but then he only has eyes for that one particular person. He can have 100 like women 3 times as good as the one he's trying to manifest, and he won't see it. And if you won't accept, or you don't believe that you deserve better, why would the universe? And I'm going to tell you, sometimes you have to be careful what you wish for. I'm going to tell you like one thing that the person that I ended up, that I married actually, this was a person that I dated in middle school. Like I knew that that person was the one for me, right? Thinking about soulmates and all of that good stuff. And we were married for 15 years, but I promise you, it felt like that go round. Like I got what I wished for, what I manifested, what I prayed for. But I was shown why you're meant to trust in the Most High, why you're meant to trust God, why you're meant to trust in the universe. Because sometimes what it is that you're asking for and praying for and working to manifest is not in your best interest. And so you can keep working to manifest it and praying and all of that good stuff, and you just might get what you're asking for. You just might get what you're asking for. And you'll wish you hadn't. Jeez. We have a card that fell to the floor. This is financial constraints fell to the floor, so I'm not taking it. But we have anxiety is what came out. It's funny. We're working to manifest someone. We have magician in the mirror right there at the bottom. Indecision, man holding a heart. And we have second chakra, Archangel Ariel. So indecision is at the top, which means that somewhat like you're keeping yourself stuck. If you're still here, you're keeping yourself stuck when it comes to this, love or this relationship. And it's connected to this. We have this second chakra, Archangel Ariel. And I'm just kind of looking at her face. Second chakra has to do with the sacral. Possible that the reason this has something to do with either I don't want to say looks or like it's like sexual chemistry is all that it is. The only reason that you don't want to let go or something like that. We have magician in the mirror at the bottom, woman holding a coin, and then door to romance. It's possible that this person, like, I don't know, you may not have the financial, like what this person is really looking for when it comes to like her expectations, when it comes to love. It might possibly be that you don't make enough. And you need to, you want her that bad. You, instead of, focusing on her, focus on your bank account and she'll be back. Yeah. We have goddess of the moon, fourth chakra, which is the heart chakra, Archangel Raphael. Focus on your bank account. That'll bring her back. Okay. I heard absolutely. I heard all the time. Where is she from? Where is she from? I'm sorry, I just have to ask if you know, like where is she from? It was like I only asked because it sounded kind of southern. Like it sounded a little southern, the accent. Southern Belle. And I don't use, like, I'm a medium, and that's like one of the things that I use the least is my, like, I do my channeling, but when it comes to like passed over loved ones, that's not something that I do a lot with. So, yeah. When I hesitated, it was like, go on, tell her. It sounded really country to me. So that's funny. Alrighty, you guys. Well, we're going to go ahead and end it there if we don't have any more questions. Thank you guys so much for being here. I will see you tomorrow and have a beautiful day. Bye now. Yeah, yeah. She says she's watching absolutely and all the time. Yeah. And which is funny because like, well, one of the reasons, like, that's just not, I don't know, like, I've seen, like, you see movies or shows with like mediums and stuff, and it, I've grown up, like, I've always been like, I love seeing it, but it's like, you don't think that that's going to be something that you do necessarily. So I don't always say what it is that I hear or what I feel from people, and it's something that's like, it's something that I'm learning as I go. And it's funny because that's why I say, like, okay, I've learned that this side, like this right side, is your paternal side. So that's why I'd be like, okay, this is somebody on your, like, your dad's side of the family. And then sometimes you guys may see me looking on this side, the left side, when it's an ancestor, and it's like, okay, this is from your maternal side. And that's, how I know, because I'm learning as I go. So, like, I've always, as far as I know, I've been told, even when I was a kid, I would see passed over loved ones. There was a story, like, when I was younger, that I don't know, they couldn't find me in the house, and I'm like, they were, when they finally found me, they were asking me where I was, and I'm like, because there was like some renovation or something being done on the house, and they asked me where I was, and it's like, oh, I was with that guy, with this man or something, and everybody's going crazy trying to find a man, right? Like, they're getting out the shotguns and everything. And come to find out, they didn't find anyone. And they asked me, like, well, what did he look like? What was his name? And I was able to tell them, his name. And they're like flipping out because that was my father's name, who passed away. Like, he died months before I was born. So, and I think I was like, supposed to be like a little, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 or something like that. So, yeah. But it's not something that I've ever really delved into. So it's, I was raised, Christian. That's kind of frowned upon. So yeah. But alrighty, we don't have any more questions. Pam, hello, hello. You guys, we're gonna go ahead and end it there. We've been on for 2 hours. Wow. So I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow night. All right. Bye now.